Hi, boys and girls. Mrs. Hanson here. So now we are going to read a new story that goes along with our chapter. And it is called Zinnia's Flower Garden. And Zinnia's Flower Garden is another informational text. So we are going to learn about facts and different information about planting and growing. So flowers start out as seeds and then they grow up, and we might be talking about different things that flowers need and how to help flowers grow. So remember, Mrs. Hanson brought you guys all presents, and I started my own little seed too. So after we're done with the story, I'll make the screen big since I know how to do that now, and we can look at what we had to do to plant our flowers. And if you didn't plant it yet, that's okay. And I know some of you guys even got zinnias. So let's see what they talk about our flowers and how to help them grow. That's what we're going to learn about in this story. So right here we have our name, Monica Wellington. So Monica Wellington is both our author and our illustrator. So Monica wrote the words and drew the pictures in our story. So are you guys ready? Let's hear about Zinnia's flower garden. So right here we have our table of contents, and we have our story, Zinnia's Flower Garden, and it starts on page 2. And then we have about growing sunflowers, and that's on page 32. That's at the end after our story. So it looks like right here we have a picture of oh, I love the way these have like little things that just you point at it. Oh, where'd it go? Okay. Well, it's a little girl. Oh, girl pushes a wheelbarrow to her garden. So we see here we have a little girl, a little mouse, a cat in a wheelbarrow, and a little dog. And then this is where her garden is going to be. Spring has arrived. Zinnia is getting her garden ready for planting. She digs up the soil and turns it over with her shovel. She takes out stones and rakes the dirt smooth. The warm sun feels good as she works. You can see she's using a shovel and digging into her garden to plant her seeds and getting her garden ready. Zinnia carefully plants many kinds of flower seeds in rows. She covers all the seeds with dirt and pats it all down very gently. She sprinkles the ground with water. So you can see she dug little lines to make rows. So she puts the seeds in rows and then she covers it up with the dirt. Zinnia waits for the seeds to sprout. The seeds need the sun to shine, the rain to fall, and many days to pass. It is hard to wait so long for her seeds to grow. So those are a couple things that they need. Um, the seeds need rain and the seeds need sunshine. She planted them in the dirt. And remember, they need air and they need space. If you plant too many seeds close together, they won't grow because they won't be able to get enough water and sunshine. So those seeds needed to be spaced out in a line or in a row. Then they need the water, the sun, and the air and dirt. Every day, Zinnia checks her garden to see if anything has happened. Look! The first seedling is poking its way up through the dirt. So down over here, it says, ask your teacher to describe the pictures around the page. So right here, there's a seed, and right here, the seed is starting to get a root. So the roots go down into the dirt, and the roots actually get all the water and bring the water to the plant because the plant needs water to help it grow. And you can see here, the roots are getting a little bit longer, and it's starting to poke up, and it's starting to make a little sprout, and it's got a stem and some leaves. So they call this a little sprout, and see how the roots are getting bigger and longer. So they're going to spread out to get all that water that comes out of the dirt, and it drinks it up and puts it into the seed of the plant to make it grow and get bigger. Oops, let's do that. Stop it, you silly goose. Oops, I think I skipped a page. Oh my goodness, Mrs. Hanson. Now Zinnia's garden is full of green sprouts growing toward the sun. Little stems grow taller, little leaves get bigger, little roots burrow deeper into the earth. So you can see they start out as little sprouts. They get a little bit bigger and see these roots are getting longer and deeper. And our stems and our leaves are getting bigger and greener because they're able to get sun from or they're able to get light from the sun. Xenia takes care of her garden every day. When the sun is hot and the soil is dry, she waters her thirsty plants. So if it's not raining, Xenia has to go out and water her plants because if it's not raining, they're not getting the water and then the soil can get dry and then your plants can die. So that's the same thing with your seed. You need to make sure that you have your seed in the soil and it's getting water and it's getting sunlight. And if it's not getting enough water, your soil will be really dry. So you have to give it more water so the seed is able to grow and then the sprout is able to grow. She pulls out pesky weeds that try to crowd her plants. She inspects them for greedy bugs. She measures how tall her strong and healthy plants are growing. Every day they get bigger and bigger. So she's pulling out the weeds because remember the plants need space. So if the weeds come in, the weeds will crowd the plant and then they won't be able to grow because the weeds are getting the water and the weeds are taking the sunlight away from the plant. Weeds are not good friends. And then the bugs, she doesn't want the bugs to get her plants either because the bugs might try to eat the leaves or the stem and kill the plant too. And she's even using math by measuring her plants with a yardstick. Remember, Mrs. Hanson had a yardstick in math when she was comparing the yardstick to Delilah. First thing in the morning, Xenia runs out to check her garden. She is excited to see little buds growing on many of her plants. Oh, and look, we have our life cycle of our butterfly. In Oscar and the Frog, we learned about the life cycle of a frog, remember? So see here, we have, there, we have eggs, then we have our caterpillar, then the caterpillar makes a chrysalis, and then the chrysalis, out of the chrysalis comes out an adult butterfly. Now here it's ready to fly off. This is a monarch butterfly. And then at last she finds what she's been waiting for, the first flower. One bud has bloomed. How beautiful! And what a sweet smell. There are many more buds that will open soon. And you know what kind of flower this is? This is a zinnia. This is a zinnia flower. So zinnia looks at a purple flower. And over here, it shows you the different parts of the flower. So it shows here's the stem, some leaves, and this is actually the flower. So we have petals and that kind of stuff. Mrs. Hanson loves flowers. I know I've told you that many, many times, but I love planting and gardening. It's like my favorite stuff right here. The garden grows and grows with blossoming flowers, zinnia zinnia paints, wreaths, and picnics among them. Butterflies flutter, bees buzz. Zinnia's garden is her favorite place to be on these warm summer days. Look at all these flowers. So Zinnia stands in the middle of her garden full of flowers. Looks like we have black-eyed Susans, we have sunflowers, we have daisies. What else do we have? These are gladioluses. I don't know what those are. Those might be a type of mum. Maybe. Let's see. Her flowers are abundant. Abundant means there's a lot of them. And Zinnia cut some to arrange into bouquets. The fragrant scents of flowers swirl around her in the warm breeze. So fragrant means it smells good or sweet. So flowers are normally really good smelling or fragrant. Here she's cutting her sunflowers. One hot summer day, Zinna has a lemonade stand and puts up a sign, "Pick your own flowers." Customers come and gather bunches of flowers and drop money into her jar. So it says, "Don't forget to smell the flowers." And then it says she's writing in her journal here. Look at all this money she made. In the autumn, autumn is another word for fall. As it gets cold, Xenia picks up the last flowers from her garden. She finds ripe seeds. Ripe seeds means that they're ready to be planted, that have formed. They are ready to be collected. She will save them to plant next year. So she found a whole bunch of seeds that the flowers drop. So the flowers drop seeds, and then she can get those seeds and replant those flowers again. Let's see what our little comment says. Does it say anything? No, guess not. The winter days are short. The sun is dim and the ground is covered with snow. Did you guys see the snow today? That was kind of crazy. We had snow in spring. But Xenia is already planning next year's garden. When spring comes, she will be ready to grow her very own flowers again. So here we could see uh, winter, spring, we're getting buds. Early summer, they're getting bigger. And then summer and late summer and autumn. So they're about full bloom in the late summer, and then in the autumn they start to drop their seeds for next year. So then here it shows Monica Wellington grows sunflowers. So this is our author and our illustrator. You can grow sunflowers just like she does. Just follow these simple steps. That's all you need to do. So if we were in the classroom, I was going to plant some sunflowers outside of our windows because we got that ugly fence thingy there. And I wanted to plant sunflowers, and then in the fall they'll come up. I still might go do it, and then you guys can come see it. But it says all you need: sunflower seeds soaked in water overnight, a cup with small holes in the bottom, and moist potting soil. Moist means it's kind of wet, but not too wet. So let's see what else it says. Follow these steps. Fill each cup with moist soil. Poke 3 holes in the soil of each cup. Put a seed in each hole. Sprinkle a little more soil on top and put the cup in a sunny place. Keep the soil moist but not too wet. So that's like the same thing with the flowers that Mrs. Hanson gave you. So let's look at mine that I planted already. And if you haven't planted yours yet, that's okay. And if you did, awesome. I thought it was kind of fun. So I have my little cup, and I think I have a cone flower. All the flowers I gave you were for bees. So right now bees are not doing so good because a lot of bees aren't making it and they're dying. And we need bees because bees help flowers, bees help with honey. They do all kinds of really good things for us that we need bees, even though sometimes bees are kind of pesky, meaning they might buzz by you or even sting you, but they do a lot of good things. So Mrs. Hanson made her dirt. You had to fluff up your dirt with the water. And then I planted my seeds, and I've kept it by the window right over here. And I've left the curtains open so it's getting some sunshine. And I'm making sure that my soil is damp. I don't have any sprouts yet, but maybe I'll get some in a couple days. And if you guys start to get sprouts, I would love to see pictures because mine hasn't sprouted yet. But I hope that your guys' do. And then when they get so big, then you can plant them in your yard. You don't want to plant them yet because it's still too cold, especially with the snow that's happening right now. So I hope you guys like the story, and I hope you guys like your flowers, and I hope you guys are able to grow something from your flowers and then put them in your yard. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.